Hey guys, James here from Replica Reviews. Now today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. We're going to be looking at a scope mount and we have in front of us the EagleVision Infinity FAE-L50. Now this is basically a do-it-all mount that's been designed with long-range shooting and basically filming through your scope in mind. Now those of you that have filmed through scopes, whether you use the EagleVision kits or whether you use sort of DIY setups, will know that a big problem with a lot of these kits is the camera obviously has to fit on the back of the scope, and in doing that it brings sort of the screen right up close to your eye, and in some cases it will literally be touching sort of the edge of your glasses, and it does make shooting with cameras a little bit awkward. So you end up sort of stood away from the camera, almost using it like a kind of a joystick sort of setup, hand on the trigger, other hand covering the back of the stock, just trying to keep things leveled, and it does make grouping a little bit difficult. So this is where this one has kind of come in, and also, as you've probably seen from our video that we did down in Cyprus, for long range shooting as well, you can adjust the elevation on this far more than I've seen from other mounts available really, and obviously being a one-piece mount, in my opinion, it's a little bit more stable. So what we'll do is I'll just quickly give you a quick walk around. Now things that are included with the mount itself, it does come with this little bubble mount here, and obviously that just allows you to know what's going on with cant. I did a video on that not too long ago. As you can see, it's near enough perfectly level. So yeah, that's a really nice thing, because obviously a lot of the times, especially with sports match, they have to go on the top, and it can make things just it's easy to have it on the right hand side of your eye. It's there in line. Now it is a 20mm mounted rail, so it does come with a standard 20mm rail on the bottom. Now one thing that I really do like, and something that I have been using for quite a while, is EagleVision's rail adapters. Basically goes from dovetail to 20mm. Now I was using this on the Wildcat when I had the ATN X-Sight mounted on that, and it was one of those mounts that a few of them will use, and they fit inside these rails, but they just don't hold it firm. There's always that little bit of wobble, little bit of movement, and it's just one of those things. It's an absolute frustration. But obviously the real reason for using that mount as well is that it doesn't add any height. A lot of these adjusters will have like a block, whereas this one just clips inside, so that's a bit of a bonus. Now, as I alluded earlier, you can adjust pretty much everything you could ever imagine on this. Now, as you can see in its current configuration, that's how I would have it if I had it on the Impact or the Wildcat without a scope cam. But if you want to use your scope cam, you simply slide it forward, tighten the 3 screws that you see on the front here, and then it's good to go. It's tight, it's not going anywhere. You do just have to make sure that you do kind of screw them down just to make sure there's no movement, but it's really easy to do. Now if you want to do the long range shooting, obviously you can keep it in this configuration if you want to use the scope cam, but if you just want to do long range with a normal scope, we'll just wait for that to focus back in, you'll see that you can adjust the height by keeping the front end down and raising the back. You can really adjust the height here, and also you can go the other way, not that you really need to, but this is another really good feature. Now one thing I know a lot of you guys are going to be wondering is, can it fit to the Impact? Obviously I know fitting things on the Impact's a very popular rifle at the moment, and as you'll see from the clips here, yes, obviously being 20mm, you just have to clip it straight on. It does make filming with the Impact in particular a lot easier, so you don't have to hold the back of the stock, and it's a bit of an awkward position. You can just hold the rifle like normal, which is quite nice. Now one thing is worth bearing in mind, obviously the rings itself are fixed in place. Now they do come with 20mm rails on top, so if you want to run a laser, flashlight, that kind of thing. If you've got a homemade night vision kit on the back, you can put an infrared torch on, so you've got plenty of things that you can do there. But one thing to bear in mind, this is a 30mm tube. Now you can get adapters to reduce it down to 25mm. They are separately available on the EagleVision website, and yeah, you can pick those up. I would recommend it, because if you're not using a 30mm Sidewinder or the Vipers or anything like that, you are going to need to get them, otherwise it's just not going to work. Now because of the adjustment here, once you fit it onto the rifle, there's no need to shim or put any kind of bits of sort of the old Coke cans, anything like that, because you can do all of the adjustments you need off the scope, which makes mounting and zeroing with this just so much easier. And yeah, it's one of those products. It's a little bit sort of on the expensive side, but for the adjustments and sort of the security you get, think it's worth every single penny. Now these are currently listed on the EagleVision website for £99.99. And obviously they do ship, they will go worldwide, etc. So I'll put a link to the in the description to their website, so you can go and check that out, and also all of the accessories. And like I say, this mount here is a bit of a must if you want to use the mount with anything that uses an 11mm dovetail sort of rail system, whether it be HW100s, the air arms, etc. So what I'll do is obviously to put a link to Masood's website in the bottom there. If you do want to check it out, obviously go and have a look. There's loads of stuff on there, and also it's got all of his scope cam recording equipment as well. Now that I would recommend. I've been using that for years now, and it's just brilliant. Since I kind of got into sort of the hunting side of things, obviously it's quite nice sometimes to go out and film through the scope. Now it's not something that features on the Replica Reviews channel. I tend to keep the footage more for me to review and go back to and kind of work out what's kind of gone wrong or right, or sometimes it's just nice to film, you know, if you've got deer walking around, just to sit and follow them around and film them for a little bit. But anyway, that's a different video and a different conversation in its own right. If you've got any questions, any comments, feel free to put them in the box below. I will get back to each and every one of you as best as I can. You will see these products featuring in a lot more of our videos. I am going to do a lot more out on the sort of the fields and stuff, doing a little bit more long range shooting. We're going to try and push things out beyond 100 yards. As I said the other day over on Facebook, our 100-yard video seems to have gone down really well. I think it's about 11,000 people that have viewed it so far. So with this mount here, we should be able to go well past the limits as such that were previously set down by sort of running out of clicks, because that was always the big one. You'd run out of adjustment on your scope and then you wouldn't be able to go any further. Obviously with the EagleVision mounts now, we can adjust off the mounts and hopefully save some of that adjustment on the scope. So we will be doing plenty more of that. So obviously if you want to see that, feel free to subscribe. If you want to go and check us over on Facebook, obviously just type in Replica Reviews in the search bar. We will pop straight up and you'll see loads more pictures of this, the other EagleVision products, and every other sort of thing that we do as well. So go and check that out. Again, a huge thank you for Masood for sending this through. We will be featuring your stuff in a lot more of our videos, as I say. So yeah, really looking forward to getting this out in the field. We've hidden in here today because the weather is just atrocious. But like I say guys, any questions, feel free to post them below, and it's our next video. Thanks for watching.